Every year on Memorial Day weekend, a ceremony is put on by the Belgian government, along with the American Battle Monuments Foundation, to honor those Americans who helped liberate Belgium in World War I. Talk about the experience of being able for people to walk in, including yourself, walking through those gates, coming in here to the field.
Well, the one thing you have to understand when you first walk into the cemetery is, when I give a lot of tours, and a lot of them are Americans that come from the United States and they come visit, is they view the cemetery as hallowed ground because American war dead are buried here. And I explained to them that this ground was made hallowed before they were buried here, because this was a battlefield before it became a cemetery. So the troops from the 91st Division actually came through here and engaged the enemy, fought and died. And so a lot of the soldiers buried here died here. And so when you understand that sentiment, so when you walk into the cemetery, it takes on a different feeling, because it's more than just a cemetery. I mean, it's like Gettysburg National Cemetery. It's a battlefield cemetery. So that's one of the important things you have to remember when you come into the cemetery.
As you look through the symmetry, the different sections of the cemetery where the stones are, and then you have the names as well. Talk about the beauty that is part of this as well.
Because we are the smallest cemetery in the agency, they really had not much space to design a cemetery. So they tried to maximize what they had, and by doing so, by subdividing into the 4 plots with a chapel in the very center, and that's the focus of it, because if you look at the cemetery, all 4 plots face the chapel. And so it makes it a little bit more intimate when you come to this cemetery. So you go visit the other cemeteries, our largest ones, the Meuse-Argonne American cemeteries, over 14,000 soldiers buried there. And sometimes you get lost in a sea of white headstones, and a lot of people don't realize that people are actually buried there because they're overwhelmed by the number. But when you tell them they're buried there, and then it really hits them. But when you come to visit this cemetery, and then it's easier to comprehend that for every headstone, the name you read is the person who's buried there. And so it's not very big, so you're able to walk within all the plots and almost get to know all these soldiers in a short amount of time because of its intimacy.
And we see around us the flowers that are fresh right now. We've had the Memorial Day remembrance here recently, and what is that like for someone if they want to come in and honor the soldiers during Memorial Day in the future as well?
Well, the Memorial Day ceremony here has been a long-standing tradition. For example, the American Battle Monuments Commission was created by Congress in March of 1923. The following May, for the Memorial Day ceremony here at the cemetery, was the first time the local school children came to sing. And they sang both the Belgian and the American national anthems, and they still do that today. They do more than just sing. They come to the cemetery, they research the soldiers, they learn their history, and they also adopt a lot of the graves. So when you walk around the cemetery and you see a lot of the flowers, most of them are from the local people who are adopters. And so when we hold our annual Memorial Day ceremony, it's a lot more special because we really have the local community that participates and honor our soldiers as they should.